Welcome back to another episode of Digitalk Architects. Today with us, Antonio. Welcome to Digitalk. You help business owners rethink their market, sales strategy, and execution so they can increase profitability and build more sustainable business. But your background combines also engineering, right?
Yeah.
Which you then jump into the business and marketing and sales, and you've been doing this now for over 25 years, correct?
Exactly.
Tell us about your experience.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you to invite me to this podcast because I love speaking about business. Okay, so I'm an engineer, but believe me when I say that I don't want to be an engineer. When I am studying high school, I wanted to study to be a doctor. But after 3 years studying and working at the same time, and when I listen that what's happening if I study doctor, then you go to the university and so on. And when I say that the minimum is 7 years, but the average is 10 years, I say I cannot survive to these 10 years working and studying for 10 years. It's impossible. And in this time, starting to listen about engineer. Believe me, I don't know what's happening. What is to be an engineer? I started to study what's happening and so on. In this stage, in Spain, there are two different 5 years for high and 3 years for engineer industrial, let me say. And I decided in engineer industrial for 3 years only because it was 3 years. No, because I love it to be an engineer, believe me. So in that case, okay, I'm engineer in the career, but I'm not engineer. I never work about engineer. All my career is about business and marketing and sales, basically in multinational company. But for this, more than 25 years, developing marketing, developing business unit that I was responsible. And in that case, this experience is that I put in my company with Revoluciona Consulting in order to how we can help, how we can improve all the business in around the world, let me say, basically.
Okay, so
this is part of my story, let me say.
So your message is, let's jump into business. And your message in business is that many companies are not growing because they have the wrong target market or a poorly defined strategy. What are the warning signs that a business is aiming at the wrong market?
The most problems that I have solved in general is that a lot of medium companies have not decided what is the correct channel, the correct customer they can attend. This is the key, basically. See, depending your product, depending your service, you need to think that my service, my product solve a problems for what key of customer, what key of market, what key of channel. This is the key, the most important strategy for to do it. In a lot of different customer working, I cannot mention any name because, of course, it's a very confidential idea, But it's okay. I put the responsibility to the team, to the sales team, because I'm saying, this team not sales and something. Because the problem is not only the team. Could be is different things, different strategies around the company that we need to put in front of the customer, to put in front of the market. But this is important. My product, my service, solve some problems to this customer. This is the key. And we need to study about it. We need to create much more strategy about it.
Very good. Okay, so when an owner says sales are slow, we need more leads, where do you start your diagnosis before jumping into the tactics?
Well, when the sales is slow, we need to think why. Because if my product is okay for this customer, could be too much expensive or not, too cheap, too much cheap, I don't know. We need to think about it. If product or service is okay for this customer, okay, we need to study why the sales is low. Is because the team, we need some training. Is because, I don't know exactly. different problem. But could be that our product or service is not solving nothing to the customer that we are attending in this case. And with this situation, we have two options: to change the products or to change the customer.
Right.
Because if the sales is slow, of course, something is not working in the correct way. Could be the product, could be the strategy, could be the team. I don't know. But the idea is to study, to understand why the sales is going down. What's going on? This is the key, right?
Right. Okay. So, when we're talking business, you talk about helping owners recover freedom in their business. So what usually keeps founders trapped in the day-to-day execution, and how does that affect growth?
You mean about the CEO, about the owner, or about the team?
Yep. Yeah, the owner, the business owner.
The owner. The key is important that in more cases, could be the owner in general have a lot of technical information about the products they are selling. But could be, I don't know, they are not the total solution, the total, let me say, the correct strategy for developing this product, this business. Technically speaking, could be the best in the company, but could be they need to delegate something to their team. This the delegation is one of the most important point. Some owner need to do it, because finally the team is create a big interesting team is one of the correct way that a CEO owner need to go in the correct way in to improve in this company. Because finally they don't have any solution. They don't have all answer about it. People in their team, they are much more experienced in I don't know, in financial, in selling, in, I don't know, in informatics things. I don't know, a lot of different things, right? So the delegation, they need to delegate about that. In some cases, a lot of owners wants to say the last word in the meetings. And in that case, my opinion is that they need to ask about it. What is your opinion? What is your opinion? I think we can do it exactly that. Important, putting in the central the customer. All strategies, all decision is putting in the center of the machine. Let me say the customer. Everything is working about the customer.
Right. Okay. All right. So in your methodology, how do you connect strategy with the practical behavior of a sales team so it doesn't stay as a document on the shelf?
Well, in every company, doesn't matter if it's small, medium, or big company, they have three pillars. Let me say, one pillar is market, niche market, and key customer.
Right.
Let me say sales. First pillar for sales, net sales. Second pillar, benefits, and third pillar, structure. So in that case, sales, how we can create selling, how we can coming selling. We need a strategy for that. How we can improve our profitability. We need to study exactly how we can review about the profitability. And then the third pillar is the structure. What's happening if we can increase the sales and profitability, but the structure can block this growth. So in that case, with these three pillars, we need to mix together. Also with people, also with a strategy, also with financial. And in that case, my methodology is working exactly these three pillars: improves net sales, profitability, and a structure of this company. So working about that. What is the warehouse? Where is the warehouse? Is improving that. Is if you have a team that's selling a lot of, but the warehouse is not solving the problem about service, we have some problem. The structure is not working. So these three pillars is a machine that we are working in different strategies in each one. This is exactly how my methodology is working on.
Okay. All right. So on that note, what are the most common mistakes you see in B2B sales teams when they're trying to improve performance?
Basically, my experience is that the companies want only thinking in sales, not in profitability. I mean, we need selling, of course. We have a lot of different systems in one company: financial, informatics, logistics, and so on. But the sales is the unique department that come the money to the company. The other one is only expenses and cost. So in that case, important, not only sell is the most important thing, also the profitability. An example, do you want to have a company with $1 million with 10% gross margin, or do you prefer a company with $800,000 net sales with 30% gross margin? Because the owner is focusing 1 million, not the gross margin, not the profit. And the idea is to concentrate not only in increased sales, but also concentrate also in profitability. In some cases, it's better to reduce your sales for improve your profitability, connecting with all the key customer, than accept to another price, for example. This is one of my let me say, most successful in my idea, in my methodology. I improve in this in my customer, with the customer I work with them.
It's funny you say that, because many small, medium-sized business owners feel the pressure from competitors, right? And then they start lowering down their prices.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's a problem because it affects profitability, right? How should a business owner think about positioning in value instead of competing only on price?
Yeah, but because the competitors is only an example that you have on the market. But if we can take this competitor and like example and to do exactly the same, this is a big mistake, because nobody knows. I don't know with my competitors what exactly doing in their cost. I don't know if they are selling something very cheap because it's only let me say a hook for to get customer. I don't know if they are losing money. I don't know a lot of different things I don't know about the company. This is another issue that's it's important to understand and to know much more competitor. No competitor, the market, how the market is moving, how the market accepts it. For example, one of the tools we work with the customer is creating some study in order to ask to all customer to a competitor about what do you think about price? What do you think about quality? What do you think about convenience? About me, about the competitors, in order that to coordinate something, in order to create positioning in the market about that. So, summary, competitor is okay, is necessary to check, to see the competitor and so on, but is not, we cannot to do the same strategy like them. For example, one customer, I remember right now speaking with you in Peru. I remember this customer speaking with him. Customer receive a call and answer to the customer, no, I reduce you 20% more this price. And after the call, okay, wow, you have a gross margin. You have a very good gross margin because you're reducing 20%. I don't know the answer of this company. I don't know what's my cost, but I cannot accept that this customer buy to my competitor. What? Why not? If you lose money, why you need to sell to this company? It's unbelievable. This is the example that a lot of medium companies is thinking about.
Okay. Because you talk about, was it Peru? You've worked across many different countries: Spain, Portugal, Latin America.
Yeah.
In logistics, B2B, digital marketing. Universally speaking, what patterns across the markets are universal to everybody, and what must be adapted locally?
Well, more or less, speaking about business, more or less is not big difference. Of course, the market, if I go to logistics, depending on the market, there's some different. But in general, it's not too big differences. The mentality is the unique thing. Like I mentioned, that the mentalities could be the most different things about it. Working with Mexican companies, I working with Chilean company, or working with Peruvian company, and of course in Spain as well, and Portugal. And the mentalities change in this case. Some mentalities, in some cases, depending the country, depending the company, some investment for them means a cost. It's not exactly.
Right.
For example, when I discuss about my fees for my methodology, my something like that, but this is expensive, no? But okay, but it's expensive depending if you in 3 months or 6 and 12 months you will recover this amount that you will pay to me is not an issue. Is because you recover in 1 year. This okay is standard, right? But in that case, the thinking about the mentality is one of the most important thing about it. But in general, the company in each country around the world more or less is the same, depending the size of this company. But one company in Chile, one company in Spain, with the same size, more or less is the same. More or less is the same. Only change the market, let me say. But of course, you need to adapt the market. Adapt about what the market needs and how adapt this product to or service to this customer. This is a pro. And another important point, speaking about Chile, it's not the same need the north of Chile than south of Chile, for example, because it's a very long country. So in the north, hot. In the south, it's cool. So what's happening about it? Depending the product, depending your service, right? So you need to think that so in the same countries, you have different needs, and you need to understand what is exactly these needs you are attending in this part of the country, part of the area, part of the working in multinational company. This is one of the most big mistake in multinational company. That's creating one single strategy for around the world. But in Germany is different Spain different Mexico different Chile. So we need to modify the strategy in different countries because each country needs different things. So
Yeah.
basically,
So it's more of a
exactly that.
needs base instead of everybody's the same, right?
Exactly. The needs is also
makes sense.
differences about in the market. In Chile, the needs. And we can solve these needs in Chile with the same product. We need to adapt it, about our product or service for Chile or Mexico or Colombia or whatever other
Right.
country.
All right. Let's jump into slightly different topic, but within the same context.
Mhm.
So as an AI and digital marketing company,
Mm.
we like to talk about what's happening in the market today.
Yeah.
So for companies today exploring AI in digital tools in marketing and sales and in their business, what
Mhm.
should they have clear first so technology actually improves results?
For sure, the AI it is right for to be in that case here in the market, and is a very interesting tool and very important tool right today because help to profitability because you can create different agents with the same depending what is your the AI you are working right, but think it's important to keep in mind that this is only a tool. Regarding sales, we need to continuous contact with people, not B2B. We need to create each to each, human to human customer, because I can help to us to elevate the company on each people, but the contact with customer will be by people, because in the sales exists one thing that we cannot, any AA can do it, is the emotion. We need to create emotional thing with customer, and the unique that create emotional things with customer is people with people. And so is a very interesting, a very important tool that we can, each company can improve in depending the development on the size in the company. And of course, it's only a tool, not the unique thing we can do it for selling. This is from my point of view, this is the most important point that we thinking about it.
Right. So use it as a tool, but you still have to connect with people.
Exactly. But the connect people is by people, not by any agents. You can connect, let me say, automatically But when you need to create meetings, video call or physical and so on, people with people, edge to edge, not B2B, edge to edge, human to human.
Very good. All right. If a business owner wants to increase profitability over the next 6 months, what are the 3 actions that you would recommend them to take today?
Well, first action is you need to know if your product service solve some problems to the customer you attend right now. 1. Second, is possible to increase your price? Yes or not? Is possible to create another channel? Is possible to create another, you improve your products and go to all the customer? I don't know. And finally is to connect with a lot of people to have a lot of leads for offering and selling this point. Basically, speaking about sales, only sales, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, we need to create a communication, a strategy, a sales strategy for create a good communication in order that this company can catch much more attention the customer and logistic, customer service, and so on, right? But regarding sell, the most important is exactly these 3 points I commend you for my point of view.
Very good. All right. So now we go into our rapid fire section.
Mm-hmm.
Try 1-word answers. All right.
Okay. Only one?
Let's go.
Oof.
Only one.
I will try.
Okay. All right. So 1 metric every owner should review weekly.
How many leads your team is looking? How many contacts, leads at the one customer? How many leads?
All right. The biggest red flag in a sales pipeline.
When change some changing in the company, in the customer. Sorry, some changing. Each changing is a red flag for attend immediately.
Best question to ask a potential customer.
I think that the best question is not to potential customer, is to you, to the company, the owner. The best question not to the potential customer is to me. My product, my service, every day, my product, my service solve some problems to the customer I attend right now. The question is not the customer, it's connected to you. Because if you know the customer, you know that you solve some problems with this customer.
All right. A habit that separates strong sales teams from average ones.
Prospecting. In some cases, some sales team regarding prospecting is the strong point. And we need to improve that. Prospecting is one of the best points. Prospecting.
Okay.
So I think 3 words. Three words. Prospecting, and prospecting.
All right. One thing owners should stop doing immediately.
Thinking that he or her have the all solution in the company. No, ask to your team.
All right. Last one. English or Spanish market? Where do you see the biggest growth opportunity right now?
Okay, for me, in the beginning, I focus in the Spanish market, but just right now with you, why not? I love it to English market as well, because I think I can help working in multinational company. I think that English market as well is very, very, very interesting as well. So in that case, at the moment, for me, it's much more important Spanish, but I'm looking the English market as well.
All right, Antonio, one last thing. Thank you for sharing your practical way of rethinking marketing, sales, and profitability. Where should listeners go to learn more about you and your company?
Well, everybody can check my website, revolucionaconsulting.com, but also can connect with me by LinkedIn. That's I have a post every week. I have a different posts, and they can send me some message directly. If you want, you can connect to have a meeting together in order how we can evaluate, how we can help them. No problem at all. In that case, for me, it will be a pleasure to connect with English market with this podcast we are doing today.
Very good. All right. That's it for today. Thank you everyone for listening to another episode of Digitalk Arkitechs. Thank you, Antonio, for coming and spending the last half an hour with us, and we'll see you hopefully in the near future.
Thank you so much for you, Carolina. Thank you so much for you.
Bye.